Thank you. If I can turn to Director Wray. In October, Director, I helped host a full committee field hearing on countering violent extremism and terrorism and anti-Semitic threats in New Jersey. The ADL's audit of anti-Semitic incidents reported a record 2,717 acts of assault, vandalism, and harassment, average of more than 7 incidents a day of anti-Semitic incidents in Jersey, up 25% in the last year. We have a huge issue, and just recently, the FBI alerted the state and warned of a broad threat to synagogues, for which an extremist individual was ultimately arrested. It's a clear reminder to the Jewish community and place of worship are vulnerable. Director, what's the FBI doing to counter anti-Semitic threats and violence in New Jersey and around the country? If you mind just addressing that, please.
Absolutely. I'm obviously pleased that we were able to make an arrest in the case in New Jersey that you mentioned, and I was actually speaking to all of ADL on this topic just last week, more broadly.
Great.
And certainly anti-Semitism and violence that comes out of it is a persistent and present fact. Numbers that we've seen, about 63% of religious hate crimes overall are motivated by anti-Semitism, and that's targeting a group that just makes up about 2.4% of the American population. So it's a community that deserves and desperately needs our support because they're getting hit from all sides. We are trying to address it through a combination of things. One, on the terrorism side, the domestic terrorism side, through our joint terrorism task forces. Two, on the hate crime side, through our civil rights program. We've elevated that to a national threat priority. We've created, third, a domestic terrorism hate crime fusion cell, which brings together those two programs that I just mentioned, domestic terrorism and hate crimes, to try to be more proactive. And in fact, that fusion cell has already had results. We were able to bring a proactive hate charge to prevent an intended attack on a synagogue in Colorado as a result of it. But then on top of that, we're engaged in a very aggressive outreach campaign that's designed to kind of raise awareness, help people know how to report, what to be on the lookout for, because we need to tap into the eyes and ears that are in the community. And that has included, for example, not far from you in New York, translating some of the materials into Yiddish, for example, and Hebrew, to make it more accessible to certain parts of the Jewish community.